Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about responsive web design. All code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
Responsive. So to make this website build using HTML5 and CSS. Three features I have already used here. That is border radius. This is another one of the CSS3 features. So to make the website built with this responsive, make it responsive. Okay, what you have to use? We have to use one of the attribute called media queries. So the features that I'm going to use here is that first one, I have to use HTML. Some things I have to add, and I have to use in the CSS. I have to add @media, @media. This annotation. I'll tell you how to use. What you have to do in the HTML part. In HTML part, we have to use one meta element. Okay, this HTML part, we have to use one of the meta element. So what is this meta element? That already you will find if you create any particular web page, that meta element will come by default in your web page. As for example, if you see this HTML file, you'll find some meta element. See here, right? The same like that, we have to provide here some meta element in the HTML. What is that? That will help you to fit based on the device. So this is, you can write here like meta char set equal to UTF-8. Generally we use this. Okay, and I want this web page should fit with any device. So for that, you have to provide this another one attribute, meta name equal to that is a viewport. Okay, and content equal to, you can define it like width is a device width. We should define it, okay, to implement this. But if you define, then it will work. No, you should define it. It will help you to map with any device your existing page. So just copy this and paste it here in your page. This is your page, right? It generally comes under header element. This is our page. Go to the header element in the page and just paste it here. This is one implement task to implement it as responsive. This is one of the important tasks. Second important task is that I have to implement media queries. I have to define media queries. Now, what does it mean by defining media queries? See, first of all, the purpose of defining media queries is that I want to implement my existing website should be fit as per the device. So generally, the width of the device is being defined in 3 categories. Okay, first category of width come in the range of let's take it from small to bigger one. So first category of width generally comes in the range of 240 pixel. Generally the mobile devices, they will come in the range of 240 pixel to 568 pixel, in this range. The mobiles generally comes in this range. Another type of range is there where you'll find the PDA devices, okay, or tabs. Generally, I'm talking about in general, they come in the width of 569 pixel to 767 pixels, something like that, 768 or 67, something like that. So this is another one length that will come for your tabs, right? Okay, and another one pixel length will come for your desktop. Generally, they go for 768 pixel to you can say 960 pixel, right? So these are the devices will come. You can say here mobile, you can say here tab, you can see here desktop. Just I'm using these 3. Fine. So these are some normal. Generally, the width will come in this range. So what we have to do is that we have to define the media queries for these width separately. Okay. So how I can define media queries for these width separately? Okay. So first I want to take the media queries for this width. Okay. So how I can define? So just see here, I'm going to define it here. I want to define media query. So @media. So I define for the screen. So we can write only screen, 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 and mean width. You can define here as take it for desktop first. Okay, so 768 pixel. Control C, mean width 768 pixel. Okay, and max width. And define here max width. Okay, as the pixel you can say 960 pixel. Okay, Control C, 960 pixel. Fine. So this is min width and max width, and for this I want to define the features. So if I'm going to access this website in desktop, then what should be the features? That I have to define it separately in this range. Fine. Now if I'm going to access right, if I'm going to access in the second, Control C, the second width, that means in this. So mean width is 569, and max width is 767. Then what are the features should be applicable that I have to define here? And if I'm going to define it in this third one, so in that case it will be applicable like mean width is 240 pixels, 40, and max width will come like 568 pixel, right? 568 pixel. So these are the range So based on that, you have to define the properties. Based on that, it will be rendered in your device based on the device width. Okay, this is how, this is where the media queries come into picture. If I'm going to access in desktop, the properties I have to define. If I'm going to access inside a tab, properties I have to define. If I'm going to access inside a mobile, properties I have to define. Based on that, it will get rendered, right? So let's see how it is. Let's see how it is. Okay. So first, I have to define for this range. So I have to write manually, or I can do some copy paste also. So do some copy paste because all those things already written, just I have to provide some properties. So come into this CSS. What are the CSS features you have defined is fine. It's okay. I'm talking about now media queries. So if it is based on the device width, it will get rendered. That is our focus here, right? So let's define them one by one. If you want to define, since it's not visible here properly, so if you want to define the notepad, then you can define here and then I will do copy paste. Fine. So first, for this, I want to say the container. So the container is one type of ID. So container property I want to use. Container I want to property I want to define. So container property I can define it like width as 90%. Okay. Then I want to use the logo. See here for this. We have the logo, right? The logo, right? I want this logo width should reduce, right? See, the thing is that the logo that is being given here, I want to use based on the device, it will reduce, right? So how it will automatically work? So that you can use one of the property. So logo will come where? Just see here. I'm going to define some logo property. Logo will come. See, logo is coming here under container. Under container, under main header, logo is coming. So main header is a class. So dot main header, logo is an ID, has ID. So it should come like this. So you can write like, tell me here. You can write like, let me do it first, then I'll talk of second one. So I want to use dot main header, dot main header, right, and has logo. We can define it like this. So and define like this. What I want is for this logo, like I want to put some margin for the logo as 10 pixels, something like that. Margin I want to use 10 pixel, and its width should be some 50%, 60% width, because less based on this this width will change, right? So it should be, take it 65%, something like that, and make it some display as a block. That should look good. Okay, fine. Now the content, what it content, this content I'm talking about, this is the content, right? So this content I want width as 100%, no changes. This content width. Content is what? Content is one type of ID. So ID should be accessed using has content. And to use the content as width. And define the width as 100%. Okay. And the sidebar we have, right? So sidebar is what? ID or class? Just check. Sidebar is ID or class. Sidebar is ID. So has sidebar. So you can use here as sidebar. So for sidebar, what I want to implement width as 100%. Width I want to write here as 100%. Okay. And that's it. Most of the thing is same because it is by default taking the desktop size only, right? So not it's okay. So just copy them. There's no that much of change. Why? Because it is using the desktop size only. This is the desktop size only. Okay, so and desktop size already have implemented, right? So save it, file, save all. So if this width will come in this range, it will take these properties. Okay, so that's why I have used them like this. And then content. And then sidebar. Save it, file, save all. File, save all, right? So it is not going to change anything else because this is the thing. Just see here, please. If it is coming in this is the length we have used here, 768 pixel to 968 pixel. So this is the range in 768 pixel, 968 pixel we have used. Container width is 90%. Okay, and logo should take 65%. Content 100%. See here, it came to 100%. And sidebar is also 100%. So sidebar is also 100%. See here, right? So it's working fine. It is working fine in this length width, 768 pixel to 968 pixel, right? So these are the property that we have defined in this width, right? Now, if it is coming into lesser one like this, then tab or like this mobile. So let's define the first tab features, then I'll talk about the mobile features, right? Fine. So to define the tab features, I want to take whatever things is here, this should be repeated, plus we'll change something, Control C. For the second one is I'm talking about this media queries, this length. Okay, so so if I want to define this tab, Control V. So these are some of the things I have to change. Just I have used this in this length. And now if you see here for this length, so that you can take it this length as an your tab width. Assume it's a tab width, a standard tab width is like this. New tabs you can get in this. Okay. Now for this define the properties, like I want to use the container as 95%. Okay. Okay. And the navigation bar, right? This is the navigation bar. See here, navigation bar. So navigation bar, how to define the features for navigation bar means this is my navigation bar. So how to define it? Main header, dot main header, dot nav bar. Okay, these features I have to define, right? So define it here. It will come like, I'm coming into the logo part and dot main header. I can copy also from there, dot main nav, right? So for this, I have to define some features like what features we have done last time. Let me check here. This one I'm talking about. These things we have done already. This one. So I'll do some changes here. I'll do some changes here. Control C, just copy this and paste it inside here. Okay. This one we have done it earlier. Okay. Now, if you see this here, you can apply height as auto. Okay. And let's see, overflow is going right. I want to don't want that overflow to work. So you can write overflow hidden. Okay. Border radius as it is, 5 pixel is okay. Width you can take it as 100%. Width you can take it as 100% here, or 90% you can say, right? This I want to define, Now when I'm going with the UL property, now see, just see this property only. Already have done this. You define some property for UL or LI. You have defined some property, right? These are the property for LI you have defined. Now this property is how it behave, how this property will behave here in this length. That I have to define. So these already given properties last time. If you're not using it, by default it will take that property itself that you have given earlier. But in this device width, I want properties like I want float as none. Float I want to use none. I don't want a display. Try to use display properties block for both. Display as block because it will give you a neat and clean and compact property, compact for your items. And font size. Now I have used display block and take it. If you're not, if I don't want to modify, just continue the same features. I don't want to modify, continue the same features because it will take out by default that features only that you have defined earlier. But for this specific length, I want some features to be modified. Like I want a width of this li should be 100%. Okay, those things it will override for that specific length. Okay, and some features like right. So for anchor tag, I want to have, that's it. I can say for anchor tag, I want to implement some features. Just delete them, whatever is there earlier. Let's delete. Now for anchor tag, I want to implement some features. So anchor tag already you have defined some features last time. See here, this is the anchor tag feature that you have given already last time. This time I don't, color is given, this is inline block, padding is given this, and height is fine for anchor tag, whatever is given. What I want is that when it will come into this length, I want that text alignment should be in center. Okay, so I want to feature one property for this length that is called text align property. One property is there. The text align property, I want to make it centered. As it is, fine. As it is, fine. I want to use another property called text align. Text align property as center. And if I want to implement some margin in the top right, that also you can define, else leave it. Fine. So now for this, the logo property also I have to define. So logo, how I want to define, I want you to define logo. You can take the same thing that you defined last time. It will come as 67%. Control C. So logo, content, and sidebar, I want the same 100% or in this device length. Okay, Control V. That's it. That's it. So let's implement this. These features, let's implement in this device length. Control C and here I have to implement Control V. Save it, file, save all. So this is my container. So container have one of the attribute called width. And we have this. Fine. Now just making them in proper shape. These are the properties that I want to implement override. So when it comes into this device width, it will get these properties. If I'm not given any property here, so that property it will take from the default one that already I defined earlier. So similarly for content. And similarly for sidebar. Okay. Fine. Now here. These are things that you talked about. Fine. So you can make it some space based on your requirement, or else you can go with this. So save it. Fine. Save all. Let me check it's working or not. Let me open the page. Just see here, please. This is how in the first device, in the first width. First one is this much, right? First one means this much. This one. If the range is in this, then how it is going to behave? See here, it will be like this in this range. It should come like this. This is the range, 768 to 960. Fine. Now, if I'm going to reduce this, that means if I want this range, 569 to 767, then how it will happen? Just see here. If I want this range, okay, just see the changes. Just see the changes. It will be, it came, just see it came. This is the range, 569 to 767. If this is the range, if you see, we have defined in this range. And they have defined this with 100% for your navigation. Okay, it has its background is this, and it has a display block, overflow hidden, right? So everything came inside this, right? All the list element has its own style, and right, anchor tag we have used all came in the center. All the anchor tag came in the center. It is not left aligned and right aligned. See here, if I go to increase, anchor tags are not in center. See here, not center, it is float. When I come into in this device width, anchor tag becomes center. Right, the logo as it is, and it got 65% based on how it is. It's getting content is 100%, sidebar is 100%. Yes, content is coming 100%, and sidebar is also coming 100%. Right. So this is how it got rendered using media queries in this length. Right. Fine. Now, if I come into the mobile length, just see here how it is in the mobile length. Again, it is not looking good because things are coming out. So I have to create the properties for mobile length, correct? So let's do the third one. So in case of third one, it will come like this. So all the property I have to change in case of third one. So define all the properties, right? Most of the properties will be same like that. I have to do some changes. Okay, so just copy this, whatever you have done last time, just copy them. I don't write it same things multiple times. Just copy and paste it here, and just change the properties only. Okay, so this is in the mobile length. Okay, so in the mobile length, what I want is like container width. I need 95% is okay. You can define this nav var. Okay, I want overflow as hidden is okay. Border radius is also fine. Width 90% is fine. No issues. And list li, a list of element. You're not going to use float, right? Right, and so as you find is fine. No changes I have to do. For anchor element, I want all the text should be in the center. Text align is center. If you want to use some properties like button pixel, or in button I want to use some margin, so you can use margin button as 2 pixel is looking good. It will look good. For logo, it will come in the 65% of width wi dth, spelling mistake. So it was there earlier also, wi dth, right? Okay, so if you go down, okay, and it will come that same width. Fine. And the content I want 100% width. Float null, you can make it float none. So it should not be, from left to right. Similarly, sidebar also I can use here float none, right? And display block, fine, margin, it's okay. So this is the properties for this length. So check it is working or not. Right. So what I'll do is like save it, and this is my page. And again, just see here, this is the page. So you can see from here, this is a mobile width, right? This page, let's come to the mobile width. Let's come to the mobile width. So I'm coming to the mobile width itself. This is my mobile width. Just see here now. Now it got changed based on the properties in the mobile width image. These are coming in the center, all the anchor tag, right? It's not going overflowing outside the. Now see, all the article is taking 100%, sidebar is taking 100%, right? And so the property that we have given here, based on the property, it is taking in this mobile width. Earlier it was not taking, right? Now it is taking, right? Now if I'm coming into another one device width, in this device width, in this device width, to some extent same, but some of the changes you can observe very well in this device width, how it come in this device width. Same like that, but these anchor articles are taking 100%, sidebar is taking 100%. Now go into this top level device width. In this device width, that is desktop. So in the desktop device width, it will come like this. Here, as you find them, this article taking 100%, sidebar is taking 100%. Right. So based on the property that you have defined in the media queries, at that media element, it is taking the same space how you have defined for your. So by default, if it is not getting any specific length, it is not coming under the length that you have defined, and at that media, it will take this property only. Okay, but if you're coming that specific length, then it will try to override the property that you have defined inside this. It will try to override the property that you have defined inside this length. Okay, same like that, it is trying to override the property that you have defined inside this length. So that is, how we can use media queries. And using media queries, we can define the content properties, okay, based on the length of a particular device. And based on that defined property, UI component in the web page gets rendered based on the device, right? So this is very important, a very powerful property of CSS, okay, that we are talking about here. Fine. And you'll get a very good idea, though we have not implemented it fully, but we got a good idea. Our main focus is to get the good idea to when I'm going to implement some design for a particular website.